Welcome to one and all. Myself, Kavita Coburne from HL High School, going to present the 9th Standard Science 2, chapter number 6, second part, that is classification of plants, second video over. Now, students, you have learned the kingdom plantae classification. In that, we have learned the cryptograms. In the previous video, cryptogram means the plants which develop through the spores without flowers growing on the plants. In that we have learned two divisions. One is Thallophyta and the second one is the Bryophyta. Their characteristics also we saw in the previous video. Now in this video we are going to learn the characteristics of Pteridophyta, then the phanerograms which is divided into gymnosperm and angiosperm. Now the third division of the cryptogram is Pteridophyta. In this you can see the fern. The fern's leaves are seen like this. Fern's leaf bears the spores on the backside of the leaves and from that only they are reproduced. If these leaves fall on the ground and a new plant can be formed from these spores. Next is the Marsilea in the picture. Next one is the Lycopodium in the picture, which is also example of Pteridophyta. They bear the spores. The characteristics of Pteridophyta are they have the well-developed root, stem and leaves. They have the separate tissues for the conduction of food and water. They do not bear flowers. If flowers are not there, then definitely fruits will not be formed. Then they have the spores for reproduction. Now then according to the classification we have to see the phanerograms, which is further divided into gymnosperms and angiosperms. They are based on the covering of the seeds. Now we will see the phanerograms and its characteristics. They have the special structures for the reproduction. They can produce the seeds and the seeds they contain the embryo and the stored food in them. This stored food is used for the germination of the seeds in the initial growth stage of embryo. Next is gymnosperm. This is one of the division of phanerograms. It shows the evergreen plants. They are perennial and woody and the leaves they are forming a crown-like structure at the top of the plant. These are Devdar and the Thuja. That is also the examples of the gymnosperms plant. Devdar is called as a pinus or in some of the countries it is called as a spruce plant also. It mostly grows in snowy region. Thuja is also called as a moorpunky plant. The next division of the phanerogram is the angiosperm. They bear the reproductive organs as a flowers. These flowers develop into fruits and then into seeds. And these seeds are having the covered. And that's why these plants are called as angiosperms, means the seeds which are having the covering. Further, this angiosperm is divided into two categories, that is monocot and dicot. The name itself will give you a little bit idea over there. Cot means parts. When a seed is divided into two parts, that is called as a dicotyledonous, and if it is not divided, then it is called as a monocots. Now in the figure you can see the differences. First one is the vascular bundles. In monocots it is scattered and in dicots they are well arranged. Next is the part. In monocots only one cotyledon, in dicot it is two cotyledons. Next one is the flower petals. Monocots consist of the flowers which contains maybe the 3 leaves or more than 3 petals in the multiples of 3 in monocot, and in dicot you can see the 5 petals in the flowers or multiples of 5 or the 4 in the dicotyledonous plants there. Next difference we will see regarding the leaves. In the monocots, the leaves are narrow and in the dicots the leaves are branched on, as we can see in the diagram. In the diagram you can see the venation of the leaves. In monocot the parallel venation is there and in the dicot the reticulate venation you can see. Venation means the structure of veins. In monocot, the veins are straight and parallel. And in dicots, they are branched one. So that is why they are called as a reticulate venation. The next difference between the monocot and dicot regarding the roots is in monocot the fibrous roots are there, and in dicot we will find the taproot system there. Fibrous means it does not have any main root. In dicot you can see the main root and its branches, and it is tapping towards the earth. So they are tap roots, and the fibrous they are just spreading anywhere on the alongside of the earth. Tap roots mostly go vertically and fibrous roots grows horizontally along with the ground level. Example of monocots are orchid, wheat, rice, banana, and of the dicots are oak, maple tree, cacti, sunflower, and all the pulses come in the dicot. One more difference we have to understand regarding the monocot and dicot, that is regarding the stem. Monocot we will get the hollow stem, that is in bamboo. We will get the false stem, that is the example is banana, and we will get the disc like stem, that is in onion. In dicotyledonous plants we will get the strong hard stem. The example we can say the banyan tree. That's all in this chapter. Hope you all have understood the lesson. Now I expected that you have to solve the exercise. Goodbye.